You mentioned Takesha earlier. He will be facing Yota Tsuji for the IWGP and the IWGP Global titles at Wrestle Kingdom. And also, as we learned over the weekend, it will be Kazuchika Okada against Hiroshi Tanahashi in the main. Well, this is what we're getting to. In Hiroshi Tanahashi's final match. And Okada came out like the dickhead that he is and was like, nobody can follow Tanahashi's final match. I feel bad if people have to follow this. So we should be the main event. Or we can leave it up to a vote. You know, what if we do a vote? Even though Okada's being a little dickhead, he's right. This should be the main event.
It should be.
I don't know how you follow Tanahashi and Okada, because not only is that what is the crowd, that's what sold the tickets right now. Let's be honest about things. Tanahashi's final match has sold the tickets. Yeah. Not only do you risk like people leaving after that match, you gotta do like a ceremonious thing before after the match. So you're gonna do Okada and Tanahashi. Let's say Tanahashi loses. You're gonna kill the crowd off of that. And then you're going to give Tanahashi his flowers and stuff. And then it's like, hey, here's Takesha and Tsuji, which will be a great match. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But the crowd is going to be so down after Okada and Tanahashi, especially if Tanahashi loses. They're going to be so down. Half of them might not even be there anymore. And then they're going to do this main event. It should be Takesha and Tsuji in the co-main, and Okada and Tanahashi in the main event.
Absolutely. Like this is a no-brainer because it works on multiple levels to me. It's the no-brainer for New Japan Pro Wrestling because, like you said, Tanahashi's retirement is what has sold over 32,000 tickets for this event. They're going to have nearly 40,000 in the dome. Yeah, you should end it off with the big retirement. The reason why they're there for Tanahashi, give him the final ceremony, give him his flowers, send him off in style. That's how you end this show. This would be the equivalent of Noah a couple of years ago headlining their Tokyo Dome show with Okada versus Kiyomiya instead of Muto versus Naito. This is Muto's final show. It should be about Muto. This is Tanahashi's final Tokyo Dome, final matchup, final show for New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is the GOAT. This is not just that. It's Tanahashi and Okada. Tanahashi and Okada is the rivalry. It is the matchup that has defined Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom 7, Wrestle Kingdom 9, Wrestle Kingdom 10. They headline all three of those shows. They will headline for the fourth time if they main event this show. It should be the headline matchup because you really are risking a lot by putting Tsuji and Takeshita in the main event. Like you said, people could leave. People could be worn out or depressed from Tanahashi's retirement and seeing him lose and then having all the emotion of that matchup. They're going to feel drained where they're going to feel quiet and the coronation of Tsuji is not going to go down as you envision it with 40,000 people cheering him on as he becomes the new top star of New Japan. They only benefit by putting them in the semi-main event. You can give Tsuji a proper coordination. That will be kind of like the ending of the Wrestle Kingdom show, and then Wrestle Kingdom will transform into the Tanahashi final goodbye. That's how I would work it, where you put that in the main event. You have Tsuji and Takeshita in the semi-main event. That is perfectly fine. I think it's a no-brainer. You put Okada and Tanahashi because not only does it benefit New Japan, it benefits AEW because their hottest rivalry right now is Okada and Takeshita. We're coming off the heels of Collision past Saturday that had Okada trying to steal and flirt with Takeshita's boo to Kyle Fletcher. Then he turns around. He comes out at the New Japan Roadshow. He confronts Hiroshi Tanahashi in his hometown of Anjo. He makes the challenge for Wrestle Kingdom. They make the match official the next day on the press conference. And this smug son of a bitch says that he should be main event in the Tokyo Dome after he was so adamant. And he said it in his speech, but he was so adamant when he was IWGP World Heavyweight Champion back at Wrestle Kingdom 8 when he was about to be snubbed out of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match, being the main event, and he was replaced by Tanahashi and Nakamura. He was very adamant. The IWGP World title should be in the main event. I don't think it should be up to a fan vote. But this smug son of a bitch, when it works in his favor, he wants to suggest a fan vote. Why? Because he feels like he is the biggest star and that he should be headlining with Tanahashi, and that Tanahashi's goodbyes should close the show. But two, and the more important part, is because fuck you, Takeshita. Fuck you, Takeshita. I'm taking your Tokyo Dome main event. And then he can come back to AEW and tell Daddy Don, hey, I main evented the Tokyo Dome. What did this guy do? He lost his title.
He's also doing this because, as you mentioned, like years ago when this happened, it did not work for him because Nakamura and Tanahashi got the main event. He knows they're winning this vote. Fans ain't voting for Takeshita and Tsuji to main event over Okada's return to New Japan. Okada, the biggest star in New Japan over the last 15 years or however long. And if it's not him who's the biggest star, it's Tanahashi in Tanahashi's final match. They ain't losing this vote, folks. It's going to be a slaughter if they did this vote. And Okada knows that, and that's why he's throwing it out there of, hey, if you won't listen to me, let's listen to the people. Let's put the vote out there so the people can decide these things. Okada knows this. What a tremendous human being. What a tremendous little dickhead that Okada is.
He is an all-timer dickhead. In wrestling dickheads, it's nothing like Okada.
It absolutely rules. I have no choice but to respect it. And I hope they do get the main event because they should get the main event. Again, as we mentioned, Okada and Tanahashi is the draw. Okada and Tanahashi is the biggest match you can do. It's Tanahashi's last match. You risk burning out the crowd for a multitude of reasons after this match. Put it on last. I know Okada's being smug and is like, oh, it's not fair to the wrestlers who have to follow us. It truly isn't fair to Takeshita and Tsuji to follow Okada and Tanahashi because the crowd is going to be on such a downer. Even if Tanahashi wins, they're going to do a big celebration, retirement ceremony. So even if they win, they're still going to be on the down from the ceremony. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe Tanahashi is really gone with everything. And then look, Takeshita and Tsuji are good enough that they can bring them back up. But you want the best moment, you want the final moment from this show to be what it's all been built around. Because imagine, go ahead.
And then you basically do the Glory by Honor 2006 angle where they set up Samoa Joe versus Takeshi Morishima, where you do a whole big celebration with the whole roster coming out, the whole locker room. And then at the end, when everybody's leaving, Tsuji bumps into Okada and they have a pull apart brawl. And you set up Tsuji versus Okada for a big show later that year.
Imagine if they did Sting's retirement match and they did Sting and the Young Bucks, Sting and Darby against the Young Bucks. And then it's like, hey, here's Samoa Joe and Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland for the AEW World title. It was a great match, but nothing was following Sting and Darby against the Bucks. You couldn't do it.